Everyone? I am tired, guys. Right. This is the very important leg of the event, I would say. This is just to gratitude for the sponsors that. Uh, good morning. So this is a gratitude thingy for our sponsors, right? I would like to invite our first sponsor that signed up with us, Microsoft. Uh, Shrey.
Perfect. Can you all hear me? Great. So in the earlier session, I said I will not speak anything Microsoft, right? And I tried my best to do that. In this session, all I'm going to do is speak Microsoft. So here we go. So today we're just going to talk about, looks like there's some font changes. Anyway, contributions that PostgreSQL has done, Microsoft has done to PostgreSQL, everything that's new with Postgres in Microsoft. So contributions, community work, as well as our own managed service, which is Azure Database for PostgreSQL. So next slide, please. Okay. So the Stack Overflow survey. How many of you follow these surveys? It's my favorite one. Right. So the latest survey came out in the end of July last month, that is, and PostgreSQL continues to be the most popular database for professional developers. Next slide, please. As well as, and a new thing has been added, the AI section this year. And it kind of shows that even amongst all professionals who use AI, PostgreSQL is reigning, right, by a lot. So, and of course, next slide. The trends, as you must have read from everything that's coming in PostgreSQL 18, it's around these 5 topics: performance, system performance, query performance, security, maintainability, a little bit of developer experience, and AI is ever growing. So there's always something going on the side. But the other 4 areas I think are heavily targeted in the Postgres 18 piece. And next slide. In terms of AI, I've already presented this slide earlier. So it's just that it's a perfect fit. PostgreSQL and AI just work together very well. And all the use cases from search, retrieval, retrieval, agentic memory, as well as your traditional systems, your predictive analytics, your NL, normal NLP, NLU, as well as geospatial and time series, right? This is the specialty of Postgres, that it can support multimodal data. And yeah, there's AI native capabilities, there is ecosystem advantage, performance scalabilities. Next slide, please. And yeah, Microsoft loves Postgres. Looks like there's some formatting issue, but we have 10 contributors in Microsoft who work on the PostgreSQL core code. And in terms of PostgreSQL 18, 18.6% of all the commits were co-authored or authored by Microsoft. And we've spent a lot of time and energy on giving back to the community, not just for core, next slide please, but also for other open source projects and community. So just a little bit of a glimpse on all the things that we have worked on in PostgreSQL 18, starting with the really cool feature, the async IO subsystem. We've got the early groundwork that was done for multi-threading and so much more, even a little bit of DevX. And Citus. Citus is an extension for horizontal scaling, and it's actually now also available on Azure PostgreSQL as Elastic clusters. And we've continued to do a lot of contribution to it. And finally, PostgreSQL community. We have members in the team who have been in part of the talk selection committee for conferences like PGConf, EU, NYC, India, the 3 big ones, as well as the Dev conference and so much more, and sponsoring conferences like this. And most importantly, we have our own conference for Z, which is completely free and a virtual conference that is happens every year. The latest one is just concluded, and I'll share a link to it at the end. Really cool speakers from all across the world give really interesting talks, and it's almost mostly just on Postgres open source. And finally, we write a ton of blogs, a ton of them, videos and blogs. So feel free to check out, and I'll share one blog link at the end, which will link to everything else for you, right? And recently, next slide, we announced the Visual Studio Code extension, which is now in preview. So, has anybody tried it out yet? Awesome. Okay. Did you all like it? What's your feedback? Thank you. Not that I did it, but thanks on behalf of Microsoft. It can connect to any Postgres, so it's not Azure specific or anything like that. It's completely free, open source. You've got IntelliSense, but the fun part is the GitHub Copilot section, where not only you can talk to your data in natural language, you can do so much more, including troubleshooting and performance, etc. And finally, we've got our flexible server, and just go to ak.ms slash PostgreSQL, and you'll find everything you need to know about it. We've done a ton of advancements in AI, in developer experience, in scaling, and so much more. And with that, I'll conclude. This is one link to that blog that I was talking about. There's everything that we do for Microsoft, so you can scan the QR code. Or next slide, please. Okay, this is already done. We've closed the booth, but the final slide, the POSAT conference. Please do attend, scan, and attend the next conference and submit talks, right? We really want you all in there. So, thank you.
Thank you, Shreya. Hari, please.
Hey, hi, good evening all. Myself Hari Krishna, I'm from AWS Professional Services. I'll be talking something similar what Kirti has already talked about, the contributions what we're making at Amazon, okay, to the Postgres community. And one thing you can also observe here is a lot of companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft is giving back to the community. So that's a very good sign. And I think that is something which stands apart with this Postgres community actually, okay, and making the community more vibrant, more usability. And that is the reason why you see the usage, what she was showing earlier, that it still stands the number one database, okay. There are a few things I will skip for the reason, in the interest of the time. Okay, the Redshift is one of the popular MPP database which we launched in 2013. That's still being one of the, I would say, flagship product. What we have it in the MPP space, warehouse space actually. With the recent environments, it has grown multi-fold. Okay, and this is one of the big from the reinvent when it was launched, and now what is the size what we are offering with 100 nodes and 1.6 petabyte of storage, what it offers actually. RDS Postgres SQL, quite a popular one, okay, and it was launched at the version of 9.3.2 in 2013 with 21 extensions. With the current one, you can see that it supports 88 vCPUs, 24 gig, 244 gig of memory, and 3 terabyte of data storage. With the growing demand for the workloads, what it requires are extensive kind of a database system, okay. And this is our CTO really launching on the day on 2013 actually, Werner Vogel. Okay. Aurora, it's not, I would say, less popular. It is one of the most popular and the one of the flagship product from Aurora and AWS. With the version which we launched 9.6 in 2017, and it's still being the number one service which we call in the database area. Separate storage, and this was one of the indigenous services which we launched way back then with the separate of compute and the storage part with the 6 copies of data across 3 availability zones, making one of the very unique offerings what AWS offers actually back then. Okay. Now this is one of the very biggest success story which we always like to quote everywhere and anywhere wherever we get the chance. That this is the biggest testimony that we being active Postgres community users, right? We always have very apprehension that can we ever get out of the commercial databases. And the biggest testimony what we have here is our own systems which are on Oracle actually heavily using hundreds and thousands of clusters. we were able to completely get out of that actually. Okay, and this target service what we were on is RDS or Aurora actually. So you can imagine the 7,500 databases with 75 petabyte of data, we were able to really move from Oracle to Postgres actually, and that could be across actually. So this is the biggest testimony that when any customer, any workload you are saying that okay, you may not be able to do, this is the biggest testimony saying that yes, it is possible actually. And that's what it is like. Charity begins with home is a saying, right? We tested with our own databases, and then we are saying with the confidence, yes, you'll be able to do it yourself also with your own workloads. Okay. Mm, Redshift today, yes, is integrated with AWS database analytics, machine learning services. Again, as I said, 128 nodes of it supports exabyte of data. I will not go into the details in the interest of time. Again, this is the current versions, what it offers, and the 18 beta releases available with the 92 extensions. So you can see the expandability. We started with 21 extensions. Now we are supporting 92 extensions, and more are in the queue. They get reviewed, and there is a rigorous review cycle which happens, and that's how it gets added. Okay. 190 CPUs. All this is to really what you call justify or say that okay, how the workloads are increasing, and that's the reason we are also expanding our services and the underlying services, what the infrastructure is required to support the services. Okay. This is again, there's a lot of few other new offerings what we have released in the last few years, the Aurora Limitless, Aurora Serverless, and Aurora Global Databases actually, and it has come all the way through from 11.9 to 11.17.7. Okay. Yes, so this is where I think we all are going to come together as a community and contribute back. Okay, so solely focus on open source contributions. So 9 major contributors, 7 committers, 2 systematic team members who are supporting the community members actually. Okay, so it's a good sign that all the companies, major companies, are coming together and solving the Postgres community problems or supporting in all ways and form and shape. Contributions into Postgres 17, what Amazon has done, I mean, broadly speaking, performance, operability, and available upgrades. So I'll just leave this for a few seconds and then I'll go with the next slide. So PG upgrade, logical replication slots, default immutable collations, improvements to support text collations. Okay, all these are great features which you might have been using. Okay, 17. Looking forward, innovation will continue in forefront, always available, next generation hardware, next generation workloads. And this talks about the 18 features what Amazon has contributed again in the same areas like the performance, operability, and miscellaneous activity. Okay. So some of the, I would say the key part was parallelizing PD upgrade, auto vacuum, track the weight delay, backend IO statistics, okay, multi-insert and things like that. Hardware again, if you see, you will be astonished to see the kind of hardware we support. 1920 vCPUs, 32 terabyte of memory. So you can imagine how beefy this machine is going to be. Okay, I've been given a signal to stop. Okay, next generation AI, PG vector improvements, and the list goes on. DSQL is one of the latest one which we have just released. It's a distributed SQL. I would highly encourage to go and try out this. And thank you.
That is one slide. Neeta? Neeta from Mute? Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, how is the wrap up going on? Almost done. Waiting for the party. Okay, this is supposed to be a lightning talk. So, slides are meant to be there. Anyway, we are just going to go legacy way. So, essentially, we have covered most of the things about what our platform does, how to go about Oracle to Postgres, performance tuning. Just for the purpose of some of the audiences who were not here yesterday, I had kept some components of it, but I have also kept the larger details of what we do, some of the questions based on what came up today. So, about me, we talked about it yesterday also. Essentially, everything we do in our company, there's a spirit of adventure. Our team is really working on some cool stuff, and they are really working very hard on it. But we think that we can do it. The team is persistent, and that's a company wide philosophy. Who is Newt? So, we are a niche cloud company, linear, non linear thinking. So, things that traditionally are being done for a year, the challenge for our team is how do we do it in 3 months? If something is being done again and again, question is how we can automate. So really the whole focus is on automation, how we can make impossible possible. And really all the execution is engineering team led. There are a lot of competencies, but it's really to talk about all the migration competencies. And there are major achievement milestones and benchmarks that we have available. Newt has been recognized as one of the niche vendor who has integrated the LLM in their solution. And we work with all the cloud providers as well as our solution is suitable for on-prem community edition. I'm not going to go into it. We talked about moving to Postgres. It's not that simple if it's not planned properly. So migration considerations, understanding the schema complexity, understanding what are the special objects, what are the unsupported features, how to handle data types all across store procedures, application layer, and within the data itself, understanding database server and performances. And these are the things that I kept today because a lot of questions came on what's so unique. So there is really nothing unique as long as all the aspects of migration are considered. And there are many things that people forget. They think it's just a schema conversion and they can land in Postgres, which is not true. To land in Postgres successfully, you need to consider many aspects. So I've kept everything here as a reference. I don't know, Hari, are the slides available to everybody? Okay, perfect. So at least the reference would be there. Same way when we are doing the migration, we need to consider apps, understand that how within the app there are embedded SQL and they change in terms of their syntax as well as sometimes they change in terms of how the functions are used. So dynamic SQLs, data type changes, procedures and functions where we have to change from call to select, input output parameters. All of this has to be looked into. And this again came as a question that we also have to consider shell scripts, batch processes, and also the SQL which is sitting inside the store procedures. So this is an example that how Postgres SQL is very different than PLC. And really, there are so many aspects if you're trying to do it with different tooling which don't talk to each other, or you're doing some things with tools and something manual, it's not going to be easy. So this is the TMAP platform that is built by New. It covers every aspect of the migration lifecycle in terms of data, schema, and application. And then we combine it with a plan, which is essentially a cloud migration cockpit framework that we have built, which takes into consideration everything from assessment all the way to actually turning it on live in production. And we do guarantee that the 12-month typical migration, we can reduce it to 12 weeks. So this is really the framework. And I want to just skip all the differentiator. And really the demonstrated success of our platform is that we have done it for very complex customers. We have rescued failed projects. We have done the projects from grounds up. And whether it is GCP or Microsoft, everybody vouches for our platform. And this is the perk of being, in the Postgres. We get to travel to a lot of cool places. This is the last year EU conference in Greece. Of course, there's always some time for sightseeing, which we are hoping for Hyderabad. We haven't got it yet. And I wanted to just remind everybody there's a conference coming up in New York in September. We are going to be there in case you're planning to come. And there's a conference in um, it's a very unique, yes, Rita, in Europe, which is in October. Are you able to see why these news are coming? Is cutting the water. And then this is for the first time, we have actually put a proposal for PG US to have a conference in Dallas, which we are organizing. And it has just been approved about 2 weeks back, so it will be a public announcement soon. We do need people to submit papers. We need volunteers, sponsors. Of course, we need people to come and attend. So if anyone is planning to travel to US or wants to travel to US, it's a good opportunity. Please contact us, and all the contact information is here. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita.
Can we have Pranay from Avon, please?
Hello everyone. My name is Pranay, and I work as a partner sales manager for Ivan. Okay, so we did a session yesterday for 1.5 hours, and we show that how we are making Postgres SQL run on every cloud. So previously, before me, AWS came on the stage and Microsoft Azure came on the stage, and they said their contribution. They mentioned about their contribution to the community. What we as a company doing to support our community is we are making Postgres go cloud agnostic. Okay, so you just not need to run a Postgres on just AWS or Azure, but with Ivan you can run your Postgres SQL on any cloud simultaneously. So you just need one data platform, and your Postgres SQL will be running on AWS, and you can have your RID replica on GCP as well. So this is how you plan your business continuity. This is how you plan your disaster recovery. Okay, and whenever if you face any kind of problem, like one of the regions within these clouds go down, you can easily replicate those clusters into another cloud, and it will just take 15 minutes, and your Postgres SQL will be up and running. So along with the Postgres SQL, we are also managing and hosting a few more open source technologies like Apache Kafka for streaming. We are a great contributor to the Kafka community as well. We are innovating in Kafka. We are making Kafka go diskless. So in coming October, the Kafka will be running on S3 where you save cost. You don't need disk to run Kafka. Okay, along with Kafka and Postgres, we have ClickHouse and OpenSearch. So we are working with many of the AI companies in India where they are leveraging Apache Kafka, Postgres, ClickHouse to build systems to like predict what will be the next sales. They are building a dashboard where they can predict what is the logistic hiccups that they are facing. Okay, so along with this, we are making that Postgres run on every cloud. What we are promising you is 4 nines of uptime. Okay, none of the company can promise you this, but believe me, we are able to clock 5 nines. But as of now, AWS and Azure is claiming that they can provide you 4 nines. We are also claiming the same. Okay, we are giving you the high availability. All the security and compliances are inbuilt in the platform, and you can run on any cloud. You can integrate with all these third-party integrations. You have encryption on it. You have VPC peering. You have private link. So your data will not go on internet. It will just go through the VPC and peering. So to give away, okay, and to wrap up the session, I'm giving away $500 in credits. You can scan the QR code and you can start using Postgres from Ivan. Thank you.
Amar from Open Source DB, please.
Good evening. I think this is the last session. Last session. Many of you are actually tired, but ready for the party. So you have heard from all big guys. So AWS, Microsoft, New Global, and others. So what we are here is like very passionate. You have been seeing Hari all through, and who actually the founder of the Open Source DB, and then we have been purely a community-focused organization, and only PostgreSQL as our priority. So we've been last 4 or 5 years coming from the complete PostgreSQL background from the PostgreSQL companies. So we actually started integrating all of them, and then our experience, we are also along with our experience, we wanted to bring the specialty solutions, all of them together to the one place, so that all of us get the best out of the PostgreSQL for our enterprises. So our mission is the accelerate your Postgres solutions, and then give the enterprise level security, and then actually high availability, and any of the services at your hands with the very experienced hands supporting you hand in hand. That's the majorly we wanted to provide the things. And in this context, what we are trying to do is like some of our sponsors are part of we are actually collaborating with them, bringing all those solutions together to bring the best of the Postgres solutions together. So if you see CyberTech, which actually gives the 24/7 support for the Postgres solutions, and along with as you all know, CyberTech also given their sessions, and then some other booth. So they have been one of the oldest PostgreSQL contributors, and then last 20+ years they have been consistently bringing the new tools, and then the famous ones like the TDE, so which is originally written by them, or the logical replication, or few of the new things that originally written and contributed are still contributing by the CyberTech, and then they are actually actively supporting them, and then we are the distributors of the CyberTech in India, and then we will be continuing to bring their solutions to the need of the anybody requires. And then the PG Edge, so all of you must have heard a lot of the distributed databases, the need for that one, and then we are actually the experts, and then the contributor Hari is one of them, and then we will be supporting from the PGH distributions. And then in the cloud area, Ivan and then these solutions, we are collaborating with them, bringing them the PostgreSQL solutions to our customers, or any of them needed the services along with them, we are here to support. And then the DBTune, all of us actually hearing that AI, throughout the day today. So AI powered performance tuning on the PostgreSQL databases coming through the DBTune, and then we are again the distributors for the DBTune in India. Please reach out to us. So for anything you need in these areas. And yeah, these are the product, like very small letters. You may not be able to read, but I have already seen, I have already read it. So optimization as a service with AI engines, which is actually given by the DBTune, and fully distributed active Postgres given by the PGH, and the enterprise editions support with the latest greatest security and then the observability features inbuilt from the cyber tech, and enterprise cloud CSPs from the Ivan and the DigitalOcean, and we have the AI ready solutions for the open source data platform. So any of the services that you needed, be it on the newly set up from them, or migrating from the old system to the new systems, or integrating with the modernizing your applications, you need any services. As an open source DB, we are actually proven, and then though we have been in Hyderabad based the India, but we have globally been recognized, and then we are one of the small company contributing to lot of Postgres events across the world. So Hari has been the speaker for almost every continent. So on every quarter, if you see, he will be traveling and then delivering sessions in the every continent, including the eastern side to the Indonesia, and then and Singapore, few other places to the western side, the Montreal to to New York, and upcoming the event at the Riga UU Summit. And these are individual ones. I may not be going into the details of that one, but we have been actually actively engaging them and then doing the best possible for those ones. So open source DB plus I1, open source DB plus the PGH, and then the DBTune for the AI based tuning, and CyberTech for all the enterprise support, and DigitalOcean for all the cloud supports. And our client, so it has been actually been growing across the globe, including in India customers, some of them, and then we are actually bidding with the lot of the big public sector as well this year in India. So we are continuously growing. Anytime required for the support, right from the PostgreSQL, the newbies, or the enablement, or you want to migrate out of the legacy proprietary databases, we are here actually to support. Ready. That's it. Any questions?
Thank you, Amar. Right. That's it for the show. Right. So the event is happening in Lulu Mall, which is like walkable distance from here. For people who do not know where Lulu Mall is, this is where we are. And there are quite a few volunteers who will be helping you navigate through to the evening reception area. The location is called Fire Grill Buffet on the third or fourth floor. I don't know which floor, but yeah, it is on the fourth floor of Lulu Mall. Right. I would like to see all of you there. Let's have some chill time. No, it's open from 6 o'clock till 10ish, I believe. 10 o'clock. Yeah, yes, hang out and do whatever you want. Right. Thank you so much. I would love to name each and every person who has helped us in getting this event upon the rails. Starting from paper selection, and you can see the program committee, Deepak, Gayatri, Pablo from Cybertech, right? No, when it's not one person who has right, said no to us while we asked for some help, whether it is sponsorship from the likes of Microsoft, even AWS, Mute Global, Cybertech. Right? Everybody were so community friendly. Everybody are so very evangelism, from the Postgres side. So we are very, very happy, and then from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much, folks. And then the volunteers that helped us to make sure the event ran smooth and fine. Thank you so much, folks. And my partners in crime, if I can get them here on the stage, Rajesh, Abbas, Jashita, Prasanna, Venkat, Samir, all of you, please come onto the stage. Let them know thank you for all the great work that you have done. If nobody wants to come, we three will click our pictures and then we will go back to the party. Right. Thank you so much, folks. That's it for the day.